Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Music Monday. I'm feeling a bit under the weather and I'm meant to be doing a couple album reviews, but I need to get something done because for the last week I feel like I have abandoned Earth. So today's video is actually going to be a tag video, which is pretty simple, called the music tag. And you know, it's one of those things that will allow you to have a bit of insight into my recent music preferences and just music preferences in general. Before I get into this video, I'm going to do the usual YouTube thing and tag a couple people to do this. I would like to see Kaya or Toxic Tears do this, Victoria or Biohazardous Beauty, Jake Monroe, I would love to see him do this tag, and Drac Makins, I would love to see her do this as well. So I've got my phone here and let's just get straight into these questions because I personally want to have a shower and go to bed. Anyway, question number one. Which band or artist do you own the most albums by? That would be easy, that'd be Cradle of Filth. I own probably around 18 of their albums. I know they don't have technically 18 albums, but I own 18 CDs because they issued special editions a couple months after some of these albums came out, so I have doubles of like Nymphetamine and Thornography and stuff like that just because I own all the special editions as well. I was a hardcore Cradle of Filth fan, still am, but yes, Cradle of Filth. I own the most albums by Cradle of Filth. Number two, what was the last song you listened to? Actually, let me go to Spotify because I was just listening to music. Fiddler's Farewell by Avatar. Number three, what's in your CD player right now? I mentioned in an earlier video that my CD player is busted, but I do have one in my car, and the CD that's in my car is currently Resolution by Lamb of God. Number four, what was the last show you attended? I did a review of that. It was the Insomnium, Valhalla, In Death, and Orpheus Omega concert. Insomnium being the headliners, and it was friggin' amazing. Number five, what is the greatest show you've been to? Well, I think it's unfair to say Soundwave, because Soundwave 2012, because Soundwave had like over 100 bands there. So if it was an individual concert, I would probably have to say, as much as I love Opeth, I've seen them so many times live too. I'm probably going to have to say Lacuna Coil. I went to see Lacuna Coil in October last year, just after my birthday. Actually, one of you guys, Tash, she reached out to me and said she had a spare ticket and was offering it to me, and I was amazed at the generosity, but I also gained a friend out of it. We go to concerts and stuff regularly now, so I made a good friend and attended a concert I've been wanting to go to since I was a kid. I've been listening to Lacuna Coil since I was like 10, 11, 12 at the oldest when I discovered them. I think I was 11. But yeah, I cried when they played Heaven's Alive because that was the first song of theirs that I had ever listened to, and it was a cathartic moment for me. So yeah, Lacuna Coil, not just because the show was fantastic, but also because I discovered another band through the opening act, which was Orpheus Omega, and I gained a friend, a good friend too. I really love her and she's very, very talented. Number six, what is the worst show you've ever been to? This is a really hard question because I don't think any of the concerts I've been to are bad per se, but I'm going to have to say Parkway Drive in 2008 because it's not really my cup of tea and I didn't really want to be there anyway, but my husband and I did start going out at that concert, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say that because they're not my cup of tea. A couple of the band members of Parkway Drive are just total wankers, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I was there because I started going out with my husband, but it's not really my cup of tea of music. Number seven, what is the most musically involved you have ever been? That would probably be right now. not making Music Monday, but well, kind of making Music Monday, but also at the moment I am mainly doing photography for bands and stuff, which is great because we're getting a lot of tours come through Australia, particularly Brisbane, and I'm being asked to photograph these bands, which is fabulous because it means I get free passes to these concerts. But also I am making my own music, and it's not ready. It's not going to be ready for a while because I'm a perfectionist and I want my baby, my creation, to be perfect. I don't know. I'm overly critical of myself, and all I can hear at the moment is crap. So it will get there eventually, but yes, at the moment is the most musically involved I have ever been. Number 8. What show are you looking forward to? Well, I have a lot to look forward to because of the amount of bands that are coming through Brisbane at the moment is crazy. Well, over the next year. I'm looking forward to Cradle of Filth next year. Well, fingers crossed that they're touring next year. I have on good authority that they are. I'm looking forward to Paradise Lost in December. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that. This will be my 3rd time seeing Paradise Lost. I love Paradise Lost. Motionless in White on September 20th. I'm really hoping to do photography for that one. Oh gosh, there's another one I'm forgetting. Stone Sour in August. Although I might have to sell on my tickets because there is a possibility I'm going to London Edge, which means that I have to leave Australia on the day that that concert happens, which really, really sucks. And the show that I'm probably looking forward to the absolute most is Alice Cooper in October. Oh my goodness. I have been looking forward to seeing Alice Cooper since I was a little girl. I have been singing most of the lyrics to the From the Inside album and also the Welcome to My Nightmare album since I was like 6 or 7 years old. My parents thought it was like a party trick for me to sing We're All Crazy and Welcome to My Nightmare and stuff. Just, they thought it was cute. But Alice Cooper is a complete idol of mine. I absolutely adore him and I can't wait to see him live. Number 9. What is your favorite band shirt? Most of my band shirts have come from the concerts I've been to, so I have a couple that I have bought over the internet. My favorite one, which I don't have anymore and I can't find anymore, is a Cradle of Filth one, which was the Principle of Evil Made Flesh album cover. Yeah, that was my favorite one, but I don't own it anymore. Out of the ones I still have, I'd probably say my new Ghost one. It's a newer design and it's pretty razzly dazzly. It's got gold glitter on it and popper right in the center. It's pretty magical. Also, another shirt that I absolutely love, which you guys have probably seen, is my Nearly Dead Iron Maiden one. I've had that since I was about 11 or 12 years old. It's on its last leg, but I refuse to get rid of it because it was my first band t-shirt. Question 10. What musician would you like to hang out with for a day? I would say Zakk Wylde, but my husband would probably get incredibly jealous because he knows I've got a massive crush on Zakk Wylde, but probably Björk. I think she would be incredibly interesting. If not her, I would probably choose Alice Cooper. Question 11. Who is one musician or group you wish would make a comeback? It's a fairly recent breakup, but it would be the group ISIS, the band ISIS. Not the terror group, the band. They're amazing musicians, and their album Wavering Radiant, I listened to that from start to finish, and it really, especially in the car while I've got insomnia, one of the things to help my insomnia is my husband puts on either Wavering Radiant or a Catatonia album, I can't remember which one, and we just drive until I finally fall asleep and then he carries me to bed. It's one of the only things that can like snap me out of my days of insomnia. And yeah, Wavering Radiant, the best album by Isis. I mean, all the albums are great, but that one is just pure artistic magic. So yeah, I would choose the band Isis. Question 12. Who is one band or artist that you've never seen live but I've always wanted to? Oh my gosh. Cradle of Filth. Cradle of Filth. I bought tickets to their concert when I was 16 and they hadn't announced, in Australia they had a nasty habit back in the day of not announcing whether they were 18 plus concerts until a couple weeks or even in this case a couple days before the concert. So I had to sell on my tickets. They didn't sell in time, so I was out a couple $100. I was really pissed off, not at Cradle of Filth, but I was pissed off at the event organizers. I didn't buy ticket insurance, you know, 16-year-old moron. So yeah, that really bothered me, but next time Cradle of Filth come, I am going to go to their concert. I don't care if I have to destroy something, I will be there. No, not really, I'm not going to destroy anything, but no matter what, I will be at that concert. Oh, also Ghost. I really want to see Ghost live, and Avatar, and Rammstein. I have not seen any of them live, and I really freaking want to. 13. Name 4 or more flawless albums. Well, like I said before, Wavering Radiant by Isis, Reinventing the Steel, which is a like, it's a special edition best of Pantera album. It's got all my favorite Pantera songs. What's another one? Opeth, Watershed, Opeth, Morning Rise, Opeth, Blackwater Park, Opeth, Ghost Reveries. I could keep going if you really want me to, but I can name a lot of albums that I can listen to from front to back, which I think are absolute perfection. It's a subjective opinion, so it's not really, you know, you may not think they're perfect albums, but I do. Question 14. How many concerts have you been to total? I'm not even going to bother try, honestly. It's not to say like I've been to so many concerts. It's more like I'm gonna sit here and start counting. Concerts were kind of the only thing I really did socially for many years. So yeah, I'm not even gonna bother try. Question 15. Who have you seen the most live? That would probably be a tie between Opeth and Cog. Cog are an Australian band and they're quite common to see doing bar stuff at the moment. They're actually really good. I will link one of their albums down below, but it's kind of like progressive rock with some subtle metal influences. You may know of Carnival. They're kind of like Carnival. Question 16. What is your favorite movie soundtrack? Queen of the Damned, because I love the fact that David Draymond and also Jonathan Davis and a whole host of other beautiful musicians lent their voices and their musicality to that movie. I mean, the movie's not exactly the most full of substance, but damn, that soundtrack is spot on. Songs like Slept So Long and Forsaken I can listen to constantly. I love that soundtrack and I wish I could buy the physical copy. I had to buy it off iTunes, but yeah, I wish I could buy the physical copy of the soundtrack. Actually, on vinyl would be even better. Question 17 is a question I don't really like that much. What was your last musical phase before you wisened up? I'm still in it. It's called I Like Whatever I Like. I'm not ashamed to admit I like Björk and all of that. Yeah, I like whatever I like. Question 18. It's another one of these questions. What is your guilty pleasure that you hate to admit liking? I don't hate to admit liking any music I listen to because I'm not ashamed of any of it. But I think some music that people don't expect me to like, well, everybody knows I like Björk, Lana Del Rey, The Sugar Cubes, which is Björk's original 90s club kid kind of band. Who's another one? I really like the Cranberries. Also just some, you know, things that people don't usually expect me to like is I like a lot of 80s artists like Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins. Actually, Phil Collins, funnily enough, was my first concert. I didn't necessarily attend the concert. We watched it from afar and listened, but yeah, it was Phil Collins. Yeah, Peter Gabriel. Era, I really like Era. There's one particular song that, you know, really, oh, I love it so much. I will link that one down below because it's amazing. Yeah, I don't know, I just like anything that tickles my music fancy. Also, another one that people don't usually expect me to like, I've mentioned it before, Eminem, and another one is Die Antwoord. I don't know. I'm not ashamed to admit that I like any of these artists because, well, I'm not ashamed of anything I listen to. It's just a musical preference. I don't get why people get really caught up in that. Maybe it's like keeping up appearances or something like that, but honestly, I don't think that anybody should be ashamed of any music that they listen to. So that is all the questions, and I will tag them all out down below. If you want to do this tag, feel free to. As I mentioned before, I tag all of those people at the beginning to do this. I would love to see them do this as well. This week's album recommendation, quickly before I go, is Soulfly's Conquer. This is my favourite Soulfly album, and also the first album of theirs I ever listened to. How I got this was actually quite funny. My parents they were trying to find something for me for Christmas, and they walked into the heavy metal section and bought CDs that looked like things I would listen to, and they bought this. This was one of them, as well as a couple other really, really cool ones. So yeah, thank you parents for being clueless in the heavy metal section and introducing me to Soulfly. My favourite songs on this album are Blood, Fire, War, Hate, and also Unleash. Also, there is a really, really good cover of The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson, obviously performed by Soulfly on here. I kind of prefer this version. Unpopular opinion, but I do. That is all for this video. I'm sorry for my lackluster attitude and demeanour. I'm just not feeling the best. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to be here for every single Music Monday. Like this video if you liked this episode, comment down below if there's something you'd like to see on this channel, and if you have any recommendations for future episodes of Music Monday, and I hope you all have a fantabulous day.